trash kids when they saw this increase. Sorry, gotta go. Double G, double P. Sorry. Fortnite, let's go. I get it all night for sure. I'm on a Fortnite, let's go. I get it all night.
I'm excited. Also, again, very quickly, I cannot stress enough. Happy Mother's Day from all of us here to you. Make sure you use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Send us how you're celebrating. We want to celebrate with you.
Yes, indeed. We want to celebrate. Make sure you call your mom, tell her you love her, hug your mom if she's nearby. And if not, think of all those fond memories because, you know, they're amazing people. You're all amazing people. Thank you for joining us here. And we're on board with Link. He was the player who came out of Oceania last night in that top spot, and he's been on every single one of these leaderboards. It was only a matter of time before we saw him put it all together, so we're going to take a quick little look into how he was able to do that.
That's right, we're going to hop in with these games. Remember, these happened this morning. We were all asleep, preparing for today. I mean, okay, I was asleep. You were freaking awake because you always do this. And then I'm like, son, why are you doing this to yourself? I love Fortnite. And I'm like, I know, but you need to sleep.
No, I'm like a kid on Christmas morning sitting there, and it's like I hear the reindeer on the roof, and it's just OC waking up with the rat-tat-tat of the drum gun, putting the RPG pressure down as well, but Sosman is actually going to be the one to pick that up as we're now into the top 25. So let's remind people how these players scored their points as the graphic comes flying in on the right side of your screen. Shout out to Becca. The 16th through 25th place players will receive 3 points. 6th through 15th receive an additional 2 for a total of 5. 2nd through 5th is worth 7, and then the victor Royale walks away with 10, and each elimination is worth a point as well. As you see the player trying to utilize one of those little horizontal slipstreams to get out of dodge, but unfortunately going to be punished by 50 as now he rotates around, and we're seeing a lot. Oh, it's a vertical slipstream. I apologize. He just used it horizontally. As now you see 50 making great work of this to get over to the high ground.
I love the addition of the sky platforms. What's cool too is typically for mobility, it's like you're relying on someone else to place the launch pad, and then everyone, you know, jumps onto the launch pad. Now these are platforms that just exist in the world, so anyone can use them. If you're in a pinch, just hop on in, go up, and now, I mean, you know, we've also seen people sitting on top and one by ones being like, you cannot camp up here, but you can use the slipstream.
Yeah, go ahead. The one tease being it's not quite high enough to get you up to Polar Peak, so it doesn't necessarily 100% enable that. As you can see now, Jalen has a great angle as Sosman takes down Jesse, one of the X2 twins, the player for Renegades. Jordan had a great effort last night, came close but fell just short, was still inside the top 10 now as Jalen works top to bottom. Another one of those players who we've seen consistently. And when I say that, I mean they aren't outside of the top 20 as the Shadow Bomb player comes flipping up, but not Ninja skilled enough. Jalen says, I got the builds, I'm the constructor, I'll throw the trap down, and Belfast doesn't get the cone down in time to block it. Jalen, legendary combat into the spike trap.
That was insane. That was very well executed from him. And I believe he actually hurt all those players down there on the bottom falling to the storm. You got to make sure, man, mountains, they will win the battle every time. You got to rotate early. But speaking of rotating, Link is doing it up above. Jalen just on the tarp below. Could they potentially fight it out? I believe, if I remember correctly, Jalen was in third, Sosman was in second, and then Link was in first. An RPG going out. Now keep in mind, Link is only on 50 effective HP, taking a ton of storm damage there. So if he's not careful, he could be sent back to the lobby in this game.
Top 5 now though, Zeke, so everyone getting that 7th placement point. It's all about the eliminations and the victory royale. Link has nothing to get him down if he does get knocked, but this player, hello, 50?
That's 50 going over to Link.
Yep, right, 50 real quick. You talked about that effective HP, getting that raw health back via the siphon, and then finding Dolph with those RPG angles, knowing the players are extremely low on builds, hearing that Shadow Bomb go off, so instead opting to build up, and then just firing tack shots around him, saying, hey, I see you, I know you're near me, you can't shoot back.
That's right, final moments here. Remember, Victory Royale is the next and final placement threshold. An RPG going to crack the shields of the player, another going down. Swag, unfortunately, going back to where he came from, wherever Swag originates from.
Where does Swag originate, Zeke?
I guess like a production plant, I guess. Oh, it was Jalen who was there, and oh man, that I believe that honestly could have